Okay, so now the last bit of activity, or last but one bit of activity, is creating the output request. I'll display everything. Okay, so for creating those output request, now I'll go to again mod mask, and my intention is to isolate 2D, and I want to add 3D to this. So what I'm doing is the first output request, what I'm creating is output block for components, and I'll pick all the components, and I'll say create, and then you have to say edit. So under the variable you have to mention definition DEF, and it should be in capital. Return. Just now what I did was I requested output for all the components, all the shell and solid components. The reason, because when you run your analysis, you can see the global energies, and if you have any discrepancy in the global energy, let's say like your hourless energy is very high. So in the global energy, you will just understand your hourless energy is high, and that is the output what you get by default. But you don't understand but you will not be able to understand in which part the hourless energy is high. So if I have included all the components in the output request, then I can plot those energies in a part wise, and I can catch the part which has the issue, and I can take the proper action for that. That is the reason you have to put all your parts in the output request. And there are other advantages as well, especially while debugging. So that is the purpose of putting all the parts in a time history. So now we have put all the parts in time history. So now the next activity is, I'll again go display all, and I will isolate only springs, and I will add only elements as well. I'll just switch off this R wall and the contact surface, what you're seeing it here. So display contact surfaces none, display groups none, and I clear off this temp nodes as well. Clear. Okay, I can switch off the system as well. System collectors none. Okay, just not to have any unnecessary thing on the window. And I'm seeing a load collector, so I'll switch off the load collector as well. Okay. So now I switched on the spring. I have isolated only the springs and only elements. So they are the springs and beams. Now the intention of putting this one in the output request is you have defined the suspension spring, and you have defined some joints. I want to see the forces. I may be interested in seeing the forces which are coming in this 1D element, suspension forces and the joint forces. To see that, those springs, those 1D element have to be in the output request. So for that purpose, again I'll create a output block, and I will say maybe 1Ds. So this time it is not component, it is elements. It is element, and I'll pick those elements, and the joints. So I'm picking all of them. So I have picked all of them, and I'll say create, again edit, get into it, and define def, DEF, return. And I may be interested in the forces of this beam as well, so I'll create a separate output request for that. Again, you may be interested in the forces of the beam. So element maybe by collector, pick all the beams here. That's it. Select, create, edit, so def, return. So now these springs and beams, they are in the output request. So if you remember, so these are the springs what it got created when we created this spot weld. And you may be interested in knowing the spot weld forces. Let's say like now these spot welds are the high stiff spot weld. Like as you have seen, it got created with some default property which I was not happy with it. So I created a property. That property was of very high stiffness, and I changed the property of the spot welds. Spot welds. So as of now, these are the spot weld with very high stiffness. Now I want to monitor the forces which are coming on these spot welds so that I can conclude whether they will rupture or not. I may be having some guideline, I may be having some checkpoint where if the spot weld forces cross more than say 5 kN, then they will rupture. So to understand whether they are crossing or not, these spot welds have to be in the output request. To do so, these spot welds has plotted elements as well. They are coming in the same collector. So I just want to mask that and keep only the spot weld element. So to do that, I'll mask element by config plotl. So all select and mask. So you have only spring elements now. So for this, I'll create the output request, output block spot elements. So these elements create, edit, and def. Return. So we created the output block separately for 2Ds and 3Ds. We created output block for spring elements. We created output block for beam elements and spot elements. So apart from this, the one thing I still have to create one more output request, which is for the contacts. I'll be interested in the contact forces. When the impact happens with the barrier, I want to see the contact forces, and where else I have created contact. So these the contact forces is one of the main information. So for that also I had to create a output request. I'll say contact. So this is groups now. Groups, and in the group I will select only the sliding contacts, which are this. You can also study the interaction between the rod and tire, the R wall what we created. So you can select that as well. Select, create, edit. So these are some of the very basic output requests which have to be there in your model. Okay, so I created output for all those things. Components. Okay. And if you're tracking some node to track the displacement, then you can select a particular node, and that also you can put it in the output.